Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another movie review. I just got done with Godzilla vs. Kong. I had some tempered expectations going into Godzilla vs. Kong, and I just got a chance to watch it today. And I'm going to be doing a review, of course, for you guys about the film. Now, full disclosure, I actually have spoken to someone who has worked on the film for Godzilla vs. Kong. I had a little bit of a chat with this person yesterday, actually, and I've also told this person my thoughts about the film. And so I just want to give that full disclosure, just so that anybody who thinks that my review may or may not be, um, you know, uh, PG, or what am I trying to say? Um, Toned down because of that. It will not. I'm completely honest, and I told that same person that I would be completely honest. I'm not going to give his name away in this video or anything, but um, I was needless to say, this person actually did not receive credit supposedly for his work on the film, which to me was um, bizarre. And I reached out to said person, and they reached back to me, and we had a little bit of a chat back and forth. So just wanted to give that disclosure up front, just in case, because I just want to be honest up front about some of the outside stuff that's been going on in regards to Godzilla vs. Kong involving me, and also into my viewing of Godzilla vs. Kong, to which I am telling you had no effect about my feelings about the film. Now let's talk about Godzilla vs. Kong. How did I feel about the film? Well, to set up my thoughts, I feel like it's best to revisit the other three, films in the Monsterverse. The 2014 Godzilla, I didn't mind. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was great. I had shared some of the criticisms that that a lot of people have had with the film, particularly with the monsters being at nighttime. I thought that was a benefit at some points, but I think we could have changed it up a little bit. But I did like the tone and the atmosphere of it, and I thought more or less it was paced better than the other films that came after that. Kong Skull Island, I will say, was fun. It was fun. It wasn't absolutely, it was completely lacking in character development, as do all these movies. But it was definitely the most fun, and I still probably would say it's the best of the four films, Kong Skull Island. Um, King of the Monsters, I will definitely say, is my least favorite. I don't love King of the Monsters. I think that King of the Monsters lacks a lot in character that pretty much, I think, pretty much kills my enjoyment of that film in many respects, even though I think the monster fights in that film are spectacular. So now going to Godzilla vs. Kong, I was hoping certain things were going to be more balanced out, and I am very happy to report that I had a fun time with this film. I thought it was a very fun time, and for a few reasons. Number one, it's the obvious. The monster brawls are great. I mean, they actually give a lot more time for the monsters to shine, which I'm very happy to see. You get to see Godzilla and Kong duke it out, and then some other things happen as well. And I really loved seeing the brawls. I think they were really, really great, particularly the final fight between Godzilla and Kong. I thought the visuals themselves were very fluent and expressive, and the creature designs themselves were also very fluent and expressive. Then the last entries in the series, they look like that they have some history and some wear on both monsters, Godzilla and Kong. They look like they both have some wear on them, and I really like that. Um, and beyond that, though, the issues are still there. Though the downfall to the film is obviously when we are introduced to the humans and the dialogue, because it once again falls flat and it is very lackluster. There are many points that feel unnecessary from the human perspective, particularly with Millie's story, which felt useless to the story at hand, in my opinion. Um, but it did detract from my fun from the film. I still had a very good time with the film. I will also point out that I think that this is more Kong-centric than balanced out that I wanted it to be. As much as I love how expressive and decently developed Kong was, mostly thanks to Weta Digital, Godzilla I feel was underused in some respects. and he doesn't have much prominence as much as Kong does throughout the film. But nevertheless, though, beyond the obvious, which is the script being the biggest issue with the film, to sum up my thoughts about the film, I think this is the best way to phrase it. This is a better version of Batman vs Superman in that it plays more to its strengths and understanding what it needs to be. It's pure fun and holds great monster brawls that will thoroughly entertain you to the end. And the runtime also helps dramatically. It's like under 2 hours, and it really helps in keeping it tight and centric enough to keep the adventure engaging enough. Because with what it lacks clearly in development and logic at points, like sometimes logic is just thrown out the window, it almost wins you over entirely through its colorful visuals, animation, and loads of action to keep you entertained. Because the film promises you one thing, the title, Godzilla vs. Kong, and in that you expect one thing. And they deliver on that one thing, and that one thing is enough to satisfy me. Even though there are obvious issues with the film, I could stand here and say, or say here, I could sit here and say that I had a fun time with it, and that's all. I came into there just to be entertained, and I got just that. So I can't really complain. But I hope that the writing improves throughout these movies and that they find a way to make the human element a lot more meaningful and a lot more attainable and a lot more just fleshed out. But nevertheless, though, I think that in terms of what I wanted the film to deliver, it gave me that, and with that, I'm satisfied. So I think that you'll be satisfied too. That runtime really really helps. I'm glad that's under 2 hours because if it was longer, I don't think it would have helped. But the fact that it is under 2 hours, it gives enough time. You have the monsters are on screen much longer than you would think, and once those battles happened, I was just grinning to ear. I was just a little kid, and that enjoyment and that level of fun truly was enough to satisfy me. And I sit here saying that I think Godzilla vs. Kong is just as it is. It's fun, entertaining, and in some points, a blast.